orangey, black pastel, super orangey, black pastel, cypress without the yellow belly. You see the difference between that one and this one?
Mm-hmm. Look at, come here, I want to see it. Look at that.
She's like, let me go over
So
here.
that's without the yellow belly.
That's without the yellow belly.
She was.
Big difference.
Yep. Pretty, isn't it? Could you imagine taking care of all these snakes
By myself.
by yourself?
Yes.
Yes?
It will be a little bit some hard work, but a little bit easy. Because all you have to do is put them somewhere in the new bin, and then you just need to watch them, clean their poop, and then just grab them and put them back in. So simple.
Okay.
Y'all wondering what we going in the background, even on a Monday morning, that song be having me vibing. Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's going to be a good morning. Great morning. Can't wait till my co-host shows up this morning. I hope he's having a great ride, taking his beautiful baby to school. And we shall see him soon. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Let me go back. Good morning, KT on time this morning. Ain't messing with him this morning. Good morning, Stan. Stan the man, first in the land. Hey, Rock. Of course, the wonderful, the amazing Bosa, the sidekick, the homeboy, the brother, the everything, the ambassador. Ken, good morning. I'll be seeing Ken, are you coming to the cookout this week? Excuse me, y'all. Same time every day. Oops, sorry about that. All right, let's see. Rock. Hey, Maki, good morning. Uptown Exotics. Hey, Don B. Let's say the Don daughter. Hey, Elias. Good morning, bro. Good morning, Brian. Took the day off. All right. Everybody needs a day off. Hey, sis. Ooh, the Honorable Justin from Pipeline. Good morning, Justin. Justin makes his Monday mornings. I don't know how he have the time because that man stay busy. Oh, yes. And there he is, the snake dog, is what I'm going to call him. DAWG today. He is in the hot seat for about 30 days. Y'all know how it goes. I'm a Gemini. I hold grudges. You know, because like, you know, who bestie gets your dream animal and don't tell you? They just spring it on you through social media. Like, that's like me getting the alligator, y'all, and y'all just find out because I did a video. Y'all knew y'all would have heard that first. Y'all would have heard that first. So he's in the hot seat. Darlene, good morning, my love. Good morning, good morning. Just trying to pay KG&D for the boa. Wait a minute. KG&D sold the boa? I didn't even realize they had a boa. Yes, remember to support US Arc Florida. Support US. If you are in Florida, tomorrow, May 2nd, you have a Capital Day that FWC will be attending. And it is recommended that, you know, you attend to meet your government officials. I'm heated this morning. Neighbors doing food and stuff out that could have been donated, canned food, unopened medical supplies. It's, you know what, Darlene, I'm bad at stuff like that. Like, I believe that if I don't want it, it's trash. And it's not that some people just don't realize that because you don't want it, like it actually is beneficial to somebody else. I've gotten better over the years, but I am still guilty of that. I will go up there and take expensive pocketbooks and throw them in the trash when I could really take them to Salvation Army or somewhere like that. I just don't feel like doing it. So it's not like necessarily, you know, some of us is just weird that way. Hey, Tim. Good morning, Tim. He said lies. He is going to stick to it. I want to show me it right. So this is how, Dre, we can end this argument right here. If there is an animal that was purchased and you told me about it, it would be in our chats. It would be a picture of it in our chats. It ain't a picture. It's not a conversation. So don't tell me you told me anything. The way that you would have told me is by a picture. Or even if you didn't say a word, you would have sent me a picture and it would have created a conversation. There's no conversation in the chats. You just wanted to spring it. Exactly. Ooh, the blasphemy, the haberdashery. Come on, bring it, Mikey. All of it. Bring it. Give me all the good Hawaiian words that should go right into this shenanigans that he is trying to put down. KG been trying to get rid of that ball almost every day. I swear I didn't even know he likes the animal. What kind of ball was it, Darlene? They keep pumping out bands. Yep, keep pumping them out. Oh, okay. Getting him for shipping price. Oh, that's amazing. He's a little spicy. If he's small, that's normal. You can get him out of real fast. Just picking him up. He'll realize it. Good morning, Pooh. Lindsay Pooh. I'm doing a few things to say, but I'm here to pray for Brian with you. Oh. Bosa. All right, so let's see. I've been poor my whole life and had to get food from giveaways and stuff. So it's a sensitive subject. So Darlene, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were not raised that way, like for me, I was privileged. I had a really, really great dad, but I share that, you know, my husband teaches me a lot about that type of humanity, you know, and just keeping in mind that even though it doesn't be, you know, it may not be for you anymore, it's definitely, you know, quality for somebody else. I just don't want to ever feel like I'm giving somebody my leftovers or my junk. I think is what is more of my mentality than, throwing it away. But I've definitely gotten better. I think I had 5 receipts from Salvation Army this year alone from just taking like a lot of my old work suits and stuff that, a lot of them I kept, but a lot of them it's not even enough days in a year for me to do enough things to wear those suits. So a lot of them I gave away, and I took that type of stuff to Salvation Army. And when I redid one of my rooms, I took a lot of the stuff from there to Salvation Army, a lot of the old grandkids' toys and stuff like that. So I've gotten better. But I could do a whole lot better. Maki said, I got you. Well, Eliza is coming home to me. My son wants to name him Donkey Kong, just a regular common boy as far as KG knows. Okay. Okay. Logging in now. I'm acting a whole fool. You're going to shut up. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Dag it. When do you not act a fool, Dre? He better come down and act like he got some sense today. That's what he needs to do. He lucky we even friends at the moment. This could have got him a good Gemini blocking. I'm going to be getting the 4 snakes from FNA soon. Cool. WWE Dre versus Nicole. I already won. I already won. You know how that's going to go. He going starting with Elias. Tell him to show the receipts of y'all always hear him say that I only communicate pretty much through Messenger. Tell him to show the receipts through Messenger that he sent me a video or a photo or anything. Any other animal, I got some type of pre-warning. Even if it was look out for the next 2 weeks, I got this type of comment. I probably don't even know what it is, but I know something's coming. No, he sprung it. And then he gonna lie and say somebody gave it to him like I'm a boo-boo the fool. KT. Right, Mikey. KT was slipping. He was coming in late. He was coming in fussing in the after comments. You got to be quick with this, KT. Quick with this. So everybody, did y'all see the new footage of the FWC slaughter? It's new footage out there. It's actually their footage, so it actually exposes even more. Apparently there's more footage out there. We don't have everything, but Nerd posted a really good video. Donnie did it from South Africa, so it's not the normal production, but it's for him to have done it from South Africa. He got everything you need to know posted in there, so y'all should check that out. I can't watch the whole video, but I can tell you I've shared it, and y'all can go ahead and give it a whirl. Come up on the camera, sucker. You don't want. Oh my goodness. You know he don't want it. Oh, Brian, it goes down, especially when this, well, y'all should have saw what the thumbnail was going to be for this show. But I'm not gonna do him like that because I still have some feelings for him this week. I'm not gonna dog him all the way out. But the thumbnail, I sent him the thumbnail though. I was like, look, this is the thumbnail that I should put out, but I ain't gonna do that. Can't believe he didn't, Justin. He did. Wait a minute, Justin Pike. Hold on, stop right there. Stop right, Pike. If you had gotten any Burmese python that was even remotely a pied berm, you would have told me wouldn't you have pied, because everybody knew that's the one that if I could get one more berm, I would get. Wait a minute, hold on.
I don't hear none of that.
So y'all, before he come on the lives and tell me what vendor out there is just, give it. It's not a $45,000 snake anymore, okay? But I'm going to still tell you it's not a cheap snake. And you tell me what vendor just said, okay, here's a free pied berm. And like I said to Dre, unless you having sex with them, they did not give you a free bird.
Nicole, we're not here to talk about your past life, all right? We're not here for that. But see, Justin knew. Everybody knew. So why would I not tell you?
How Justin know? Just tell me how
we
Justin
talked about this at Tinley. Because everybody was asking me why I ain't buy nothing.
You talked to
I
Justin
even told Lindsay with her little funny acting ass. Just because she got her little IMG. Hey, Maki, I gotta catch up on these comments. Maki, it's whatever, bro. Aloha, hang low, whatever you want to do. We can get it cracking. You Candy, Lindsay, whatever. And y'all leave my man KT alone.
We're gonna get our prayer out real fast, y'all, because that's important. And
yes,
then
you need to pray.
You need program. Father God, we come to you again another Monday, grateful to be in your presence. Lord, we thank you for the life of our friend, and you allowed him to extend his another day, another week, another month. And Lord, we just are grateful for what you're doing in this time. We ask that you continue to protect Brian's health, protect his family and his employees, continue to keep everybody emotionally strong and physically strong. And we ask that you do this in all things in your name, we pray. Amen.
It's okay, Elias. They can't see me. I ain't worried about none of these folks.
Go without
none of these irrelevant people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm taking him with me.
You can keep Kevin. She talking about KT. She calls him Kevin. You feel me, Justin? You seen her.
Don't worry, Dre. She won't listen to you when I talk. That's not. Oh, Pike, come on now.
So
Pike,
Justin just made a very valid point.
I listen to everything that you say. Wait a minute, hold on. Justin, that's
the T-shirt situation. That's perfect example, Justin. That's perfect example, Justin.
Okay, hold on. You didn't mention a pod Burmese python to Nicole Tisdale in Tinley. You ain't. First of all, you wouldn't have waited to tell me your Tinley is a pod berm. You would have sent me a message. Was it in the phone? Did you check? Did you check to see if there was any conversations about this snake?
No, we talked about it in person.
No, you didn't. You talked to Justin.
Well, Lindsay's also single, so it don't matter what she say.
You just don't know if I need coffee or popcorn. I'm just saying, Bosa. A pod burn.
It's cool. It's cool.
Like that. Like
Lindsay, Maki, Candy, y'all getting blocked. Nicole gonna be on mute since she want to be acting all funny.
Let me tell you the funny thing, y'all. This is the funny thing. So I saw the snake, right, on a video. But I'm thinking like he had one of his little adventures at somebody's,
What are my little adventures? Y'all see how she talking about me?
I thought he was at somebody's facility showing off pod burns. But then I'm on TikTok and I see the glove. I said, oh no, that's his house. That is the burn.
Oh, my glove gave it away.
I said, oh, wait a minute. That's if you look at the thumbnail I sent you, that's the picture. The picture is I screenshot it. The bird. and the bird looking at me in my face like,
Hey, I'm only canceling subscriptions from my page. I'm canceling everybody's free subscription. I don't care. Anybody can get it. Y'all not about to come at me on this Monday morning.
And the snake was in the one like,
It's a nice snake though. It's a really nice snake. If y'all haven't seen it yet,
I can't even find a flaw to tell you.
It's so nice. It's really nice.
That's the picture. That's what gave you away. And it's looking on the snake like.
Y'all think Nicole told me everything she's doing? No.
Oh, come on. You know I got anything. You know. What did I get that you didn't know that I got? Or it was on its way? Nothing.
Yeah, your motley retic.
That's like me getting this is like me getting a Bolin's python and then just show up on Facebook.
Like your motley retic, your golden child, that one. You didn't tell me about that.
That was the first retic. Everybody knew about that one.
No, I didn't know about that one.
I was still in the bro group then. Everybody knew about that one. You weren't paying attention. You must have been on your hiatus.
No, I probably wasn't in the bro group.
That's what I said. You probably was on one of your hiatuses.
But it don't matter. I didn't know about it.
But everybody, that was like you could not have not known I was getting that sneak.
Where my Apple?
I did a whole Facebook Live, and I don't even do Facebook Live.
Just so we clear, Maki, Miss Candy, Lindsay, and I got my own IMG, Lindsay. I just got another one.
Oh my goodness.
Who
Wayne
else?
and Alice, hey.
Who else?
Wayne and Alice, all the way in Ireland.
Shout out to Rock yesterday. I did his podcast yesterday. It was a fun one. I appreciate you, bro.
Well, I didn't get that notification. I gotta check my notifications.
See. Now we starting to see a pattern here.
No. Because I will tell you this: Rock and Maki. I was on that one. I was on the one with him and T Keys. I think maybe some of them. I need to turn to the all and not personalized. Or sometimes I think you be blocking me so I don't come up in the chat.
Who? Dang, Justin, I thought we was cool, bro. Pick a side. What side you on?
Justin, no, where Justin comment at? Because I know Justin know that I know. He know that I know. I listen to him. I might not listen 110% great, but I listen to Justin.
Lindsay, if I had another slushie, I would in your ear real hard right now just to piss you off. Just because.
Oh, see, Lindsay didn't get the notification either.
Candy don't even be on social media. I don't want to hear that.
I said Lindsay, not Candy. See,
Lindsay don't talk to me.
Yes, she do.
No. So see, Nicole just know everything. No, she don't.
Yes, she do. No, you ain't gonna do Lindsay like that. Yes, she do.
It's
Listen,
done.
You know he got a pie berm.
Done.
Did you know he got a pie berm?
Yes, because when we were at Bob Vu's table, she asked me why I wasn't buying anything.
See. Where did you get the pie berm from? Just what vendor? California?
I got it from Ian, actually.
Oh, I didn't know you got it from Ian. Okay.
Yeah, he got it. He was gonna keep it, but then I was like,
I thought you had got one of the brand new ones that was produced from over in South Bay.
No, I got something else coming from him.
That's a pretty though. Is it a pie berm? Because if it's not a pie berm, I don't need to know. But like a pie berm and an alligator, that's something that you might want to like say, hey, that's what I'm doing.
Alligators are illegal here, so I can't get an alligator. Nor do I want an alligator. If alligators are legal, I wouldn't want one.
I'm just using like just in case you want to know what my top 3 would have been: pie berm, alligator, Bolin's, or Bolin's, pie berm, alligator.
Okay, well, I'll let you know when I get the Bolin's. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna FaceTime you.
Oh yeah, please.
But no, I'm actually getting a het pied.
Don't be swinging that.
I'm getting a female het pied to pair with the pied in the future. So yeah. You feel me, KT? You feel me, bro? See, she don't care about the het pied. You know, she don't care about that. She don't care that I'm trying to make some more pies. I'm trying to get the whole piece of the pie.
That's not that point. It's not gonna. I mean, whatever. I needed to know about the visual pie that you bought.
And now you do, so we all caught
it. I can care less about the hat. Okay, so you make hats. You're gonna produce them later, and hopefully we get more pie berms.
I'm actually.
I'm talking about the visual one that you got. Just.
I'm going for albino pies. That's what I'm going for. You farting? No.
I am not like you.
I was gonna say. She was like one of the ones that hurt your back.
I am a lady.
I was in the car. My daughter was like, "Daddy, you stink." I was like, "You better roll down that window, girl. It's gonna be a bad day at school."
All right. So today's topic is, weather's changing. And it's always, some of you live in states where you get to do this all year long. Others have at least about 6 months that we better not. So, but the topic was, just like some ideas and what are you guys doing to either get your animals outdoor enrichment, whether it's take them to a park. I know some people who have really big anacondas like to take them to waterfalls, and if you got snakes that I have never taken my retics to waterfalls because something just tells me that they might just take a nice little swim that I just can't catch up with. I don't know if you give them that element of a waterfall, they'll be like, compared to that pool we got in our cage, yeah, we out of here. But I see people do that. I think it's beautiful. But we do like to take them out down by the water to the harbor. And when we do that, we like to introduce them to people who are either afraid of snakes and or people who just never saw snakes of that magnitude. And it's always enlightening to see how quickly you can change and shift somebody's mind about our animals on a nice, bright, sunny day. Now, I want to remind everybody, some people think that because it's sunny and it's warm, that it's best for our animals. We got to remember that the thing that kills our snakes and our lizards quicker than anything is overheating. So typically, if you have a sun screen hitting at about 80, 85, that's as much as your snake can take. If it's 90 or above, you really shouldn't be taking it outside, unless you're in a very wet area or a place of high humidity. Here, 90 degrees will definitely stroke one of my snakes out in the summertime. So that's something to keep in mind, even in your backyards. Like we take them out, we put the little pools up and stuff, and we let them go swimming in the pools. But that backyard can get really hot too. So you got to be very cognizant of, because it is a snake. We sometimes think, oh, it's hot, it's warm, this is perfect, because it's like the wild, but in the wild, you don't see snakes. They're hiding. Remember, when it's really, really hot. To find a snake in a wild, you normally got to find it under a rock or in a cave or something like that on a hot day. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, just share some of your ideas in the chat. Dre, you can go.
Yeah, I was actually just going to capitalize off of what you said. I think it's so I take my reptiles out a lot, and I'm going to do it a lot more this year. But it's knowing where your snake's max and like minimum for temperatures it comes to play. You will never catch me with any of my snakes outside if it's like above like 88 is way too hot. Most of my snakes, they're a hot spot. It isn't above 88 to begin with. So why would I take them outside if it exceeds that? And that's also how you can get issues. So for me personally, the sweet spot for my snakes to take them outside is right between 78 and 80. It's like the sweet spot for me. Anything above 80, I'm cautious with because, again, most of my snakes will come out, but they're not considered diurnal animals. So they're not like, you won't find them technically in the wild, just out basking in the open. They'll just be kind of somewhere in the trees, or they'll be in a burrow, but they're still able to get heat. But aside from that, another thing I want to point out that I usually have to be aware of here, know where you're taking your animals. Make sure that you know if they're using pesticides and stuff like that, because that can have a big effect on your snakes. And I would hate to see somebody lose a snake due to pesticides or just any chemicals being in the grass or the ground. Know what animals are around. We have a park here where it's like heavily populated with coyotes, and a lot of the time you'll see a lot of coyotes scat. I don't want my snakes around that, so I'm very cautious on where I take them. I usually there's been times where I'll pack up a couple of my snakes, drive to where I want to take them, and then I walk around the grass just to see what's there. And then if it's not up to my standards, we leave. Because I don't know about y'all, but we spend a lot of time, money, and effort on our animals. I don't want to have any of my animals die just because of a negligent decision that I made, just because I wanted to make some content or get them outside. So just be very cautious of that. But other than that, it's a fun but enjoyable experience. There's nothing better than that natural sunlight to see a lot of the animals in, and it's nice to see them just stretch out and explore.
I was going to Lindsay's question, waterfall. So Lindsay, especially in some areas like actually Ohio has some beautiful waterfalls too, but like Tennessee, Alabama, places like that that just have nice natural spring waterfalls. And like some people, like I can tell you that it's probably like the Motley Mochino he probably is one that I could take into a water, and he would probably just be cool because he kind of sticks to me. But then my risk is that if the animal does shoot off, depending on where they shoot off to, especially if it's an area where there's a waterfall, it's normally some, highly wavy and rocky areas, you're probably not going to be able to get that animal, even if it wanted to come back to you. It's going to probably follow the wave. But a lot of people do it, and they do it, like I said, a lot of times with the larger anacondas, the slower moving animals. Although in water, anacondas can move really, really fast, they don't normally enter the water that fast. So it seems that people can really control them around those areas. But yeah, I've seen even some people with retics who their retics would just sit on the rocks and they feel in the water, but they're not entering the water. I'm just not comfortable with just me and Michael being present to try that with my retics, because they're not around waterfalls a lot. They're in pools. I don't want, and your retics are and your berms are curious at that particular point. It's not even about the fact of where am I going. If they know that it's danger for them or not, they want to be intrigued by the fact that, whoa, this is an actual rainforest type of thing. Like this is actually water falling from the sky. This is not just a little bucket of water, pool of water that I'm normally in. So I think it's beautiful when people do. Now, I do believe in taking them to parks and letting them climb up on the gym equipment. I mean the playground equipment. That's perfect for large snakes because they can stretch out across the monkey bars. They can wrap around. They can come down back to the grass, back up. They use the sliding board. If they get a little too cool, the sliding board is really a place for them to find heat. It's really the big parks with playgrounds and natural reserves are really, really good for them at that particular time. But you also get that opportunity to educate, because as you out there, there's people coming with their families. Like Dre said, you got to be conscious though, not to go to places where people is highly populated with dogs, or like the park that's near us for Washington Park is so big that literally you can pick a part of the park, and people normally do that. They pick a part of the park where no one else is there, kind of like make it their own little private scene for that moment, and you get to just do whatever you want to do. You don't have to worry about the elements of dogs and stuff like that. Here, deer poop is a thing. So like you talked about coyote, deer poop is a thing. It's one of the only reasons why we built a fence around this house, was because before we built the fence, deer would come in the backyard all the time. It wasn't necessarily for my dogs, because both dogs on this side, my dog and that dog, they were both, one was a German Shepherd, one was a Rottweiler. They got along really, really well. They came up together. They were both puppies, so they got along good. So we didn't really need, there's enough space between the yards anyway where, we didn't need a fence to divide property line. But it was because of the deer poop. I didn't want the dogs to get to it, and definitely didn't want the snakes to get to it. So, so that's something to definitely keep in mind. And then to kill a myth, snake mice do not come from the United States of America. They are imported into the United States. Now, you can develop mice on your snake if another snake with mice was just in the area that your snake was. So some people would say you can't get mice on letting your snake be in the grass. Typically you can't, because they don't derive here. But if you had someone else who had their animals there who was mite infested, and you allow your animals to ride in the grass, it's a chance that they can actually obtain the mites too. So always make sure that you put some type of preventative spray on your snake, or something that can be a mite, like a preventamite or something like that, in their enclosures. Or if you're using reptile spray, just wipe them down with Frontline, whatever you're using, to make sure that you're not bringing any type of insect in the house, but specifically mites is the one that you need to be really worried about. Hey, Sean. I miss my bro walking in here. Hey, Keys. There he go. Hey, bro. I'm definitely behind in the comments.
What up? I got you.
Jimmy once called it was 90 degrees and I felt 100. He started breathing heavy and it scared us. Yep.
Yeah, boas don't like it that hot.
Yeah.
And boas will let you know. That's one experience that I had. I took one of my boas. This was a couple of years ago. This was right before I got Luther. And it was Bane, my Motley. He wasn't even big enough to put him on the ground yet. I just had him in my hand. And as soon as I put him in that sunlight, he opened his mouth and hissed. They will let you know if they don't like it. They will definitely let you know. So you definitely got to be able to read your snake. You definitely got to be able to, me personally, if I take my snakes to like a park or anything, I try to keep people back and keep people dispersed, because people who don't like snakes, people have a bad habit of walking up on the snakes when they're on the ground and they crowd around them. That is not going to make the snakes feel good. So I try to keep people back, keep them dispersed. Not to mention, this is not a community gathering. This is my personal animal. So I need you to back away. Because it can make the snake feel threatened, and that's the quickest way to get somebody bit. It's a new environment. They're trying to figure out where they are. They're trying to figure out if it's safe for them.
Birds and everything.
And then, you got this crowd of people, and they're like, yo, like, what's going on? It makes them feel uncertain and unsafe. So just make sure, I say this all the time, be able to read your snake's body language. That is one of the most important things you can do in a lot of situations, especially if you are doing public presentations. There's been times where literally I've been doing a presentation and I can literally feel one of my snakes tensing up, and I'm just like, okay, he's about to bite. So I'll prepare the people, like, and don't be alarmed if he bites, it's normal. But as soon as I'm done, that snake goes right back and we're done. But I'd rather me be bit than anybody else. I know how to deal with it versus somebody else being bit. You got a bigger chance of them complaining about it, and then it's on the news, and then we already know what that snowball effect looks like. So be cautious, be prepared, know how to read your snakes. But it's definitely fun. I really try to take my snakes out to places where there's not a lot of people. Usually I'll go to like my parents' front or backyard, because then I can keep people off my property. Why are you here? Don't know you. Goodbye. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else that I really have to worry about. So I think pesticides is probably the main thing.
Yeah, that was something I thought about when I was looking. Tegel. Tegels, you have to be very careful of introducing them to outdoor sunlight. Like, even though it's good for them, it's different from the UVB that they get inside of their enclosures, and it hits their eyes differently. So depending on the age of your Tegel, you might see them react like in a very defensive way just from the sunlight. You can see that with retics too. So you want to be careful. When I normally take my retics who've never been outside before out for the first time, I'm very, very cautious, because the sunlight, the birds, there's so many things that can trigger a defensive response, because this is not something that they hear necessarily in the house that often. They may hear birds, but not up close and personal like they do outside. They don't see things literally flying past them like they would outside. Right. And I will tell you that it's easier to take a water monitor outside than it is a Tegel when it comes to the sensitivity of what's going on and around. So if you ever see me, like if you look at some of my older videos, when I take the Tegels out, I normally take them out in like their little buckets or their little bags first to see how they react. And then when I see that they're okay, then I'll let them out. Because a Tegel or a water monitor or anything for that, even a retic, if it gets up in a tree, you're probably not going to be able to get it yourself. A Tegel, you'll probably just want to never see it again, because it can continue to move it.
And they are fast as hell.
They are fast.
Nobody about to chase it. And it is. And one thing I've noticed with those big lizards, as soon as you try to chase that lizard, you become a predator.
Yep.
And they get very defensive.
They get very defensive.
The best advice I got the shit bit out of me by a bearded dragon by doing that. When I was breeding bearded dragons, I would let my males, and I would let the breeders outside just to sit them on the deck, because they're one of the few animals where if it's like 90, 92, 93 degrees, I'm putting them outside, because they like their basking spot like 110, 115. They loved it. So one of the males got out of his tub, and I had to chase this fool around the yard, and I grabbed him by like his hind legs. He turned around and bit me. But you would have thought I got bit by an alligator. I was like, oh my God. But leading up to my point, if you've never taken your snakes or your reptiles outside before in general, take gloves and take a snake hook, because you gotta be able, like, the worst thing you can do is your reptile react negatively, and then you don't know how to calm them down, or you don't know how to get them back in their tub. Because I'm gonna be honest, I can't say every time I've taken my reptiles outside it's gone great. My Gila monster, I take him outside, he turns into a whole nother animal. So I have to make sure I have gloves with him, because he will try to bite me. Other than that, he does fine. So sometimes some animals will stress out, so you got to be able to safely put them back. And if you don't have a snake hook, I don't know about y'all, but who's trying to wrangle, an 8-9 foot retic that's in defense mode with hands? It can be done for sure, but it's safer with the hook.
Not just that it's safe for you in public. And so you want to make it look smooth as possible, right? You want to make it look as less as defensive as possible. Even though you might be fighting for your dear life, you want to make it look smooth.
Right. But these are things that we go through, but we don't necessarily talk about, because of course we don't want to highlight that part of the animal, because it's highlighted enough by people.
I would say that's the one time that whenever we take the snakes around other people, just the one time you'll see me with the bottle of alcohol, bottle of water, like anything, because it's not about us at that point. We don't know. No one can tell you how your snakes is going to react to other people. I don't care how docile your snake is with you. Now, don't get me wrong. You see me throw these snakes around everybody inside this house, but now we're talking outside the house, all these other elements in there, trying to figure all that out. Sean just made a good point. Keeping your hands clean. If you want to get bit by a lizard,
yes,
let them think that, that little finger that you're reaching down and say, hey, boo, 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 smells like egg that you just fried eggs with, because they eat that too.
Or even candy, just anything in general. They're going to be attracted to
anything.
That's the word. That's why I keep, if I know I'm going to, so when I take my reptiles outside, I'm not necessarily wanting people. Sometimes I'm taking my reptiles outside for the betterment of them. Just let them explore. And a very important thing, because I've seen this actually happen in person, and it's probably the goofiest thing you can do. Only take as many animals as you can handle. Do not try and take your entire reptile collection and think that you can keep eyes on them. There was a guy up here, this was like 5-6 years ago. He probably had, there were like 2 boas, 1 berm, and there were like 3 retics. But he had them all out at the same time. And they weren't small. The smallest snake was probably like 6 foot, which was one of the boas. And then, of course, the retics. His biggest retic was probably like 10 foot. But that is a lot of snake. And he was the only person. Why would you have that many snakes out at one time and you got people around you? Because now you can't pay attention to every single animal. Me, I'm only having 2 out at most. And even then, I usually have somebody with me.
I was going to say, and even then, it's which 2 that you can, do that with.
Exactly.
When me and Michael, you see it in videos, you hardly ever see the Motley Golden Child Sunfire as one of the snakes that we take out for people. Because she's the cow, the golden childs, they bougie. They like who's you? They are bougie, and I don't want anybody. And they also 2 of the prettiest snakes. And people tend to think the prettiest snakes is the most innocent ones.
They're the worst ones. They be like, I'm pretty and I know it, and bitch, I'm a bite. So what's up? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. My IMG, he's calmed down a lot, but I know. Listen, bro, you can bite me, but I'm also not going to subject other people who don't know reptiles to that, because that's my normal. Like the anaconda, I had her out the other day. She was in my hand, and I'm just fixing up her tub, and some random guy just walks up and like pets her on the chin, and she bit the shit out of him. First off, anacondas are probably the most headshot snake I've ever experienced.
I'm going to say, like, who just walks up to an anaconda?
And the sad part is he then was like, ow, what's that? Why the fuck are you touching it if you don't know what it is?
No. I look, and I always give a disclaimer and tell people, let me tell you what my fear is with the retic. It's not them biting somebody. It's them wrapping somebody who never felt the rat before. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who, you get it. Like sometimes if you have like a retic, and you lean over, for example, sometimes they can wrap you, and you know what I mean, because this is your snake. But to somebody else, you're like, what? They be like, it's trying to kill me. It's trying to take my leg.
I've held that so many times. Like, if it was trying to kill you, you would know, and it'd be squeezing way harder than that. I was like, you got to understand. These animals know just how much pressure to apply, and exactly what they're trying to do. So if it was trying to squeeze you,
is what I say.
If it was trying to squeeze you, trust me, you would not be breathing right now.
Wow, listen to this. That's intriguing. So Tim said Niles is actually more chill outdoors than in. If y'all don't know who Niles is, you have to go to Tim's channel. It's Tim's Nile Monitor. It's one of my favorite animals on his channel. Niles don't play. Niles, Tim does amazing with him, but he wasn't a already tamed down animal when Tim got him. And recently he got a new enclosure upgrade, which is another thing. As simple as an enclosure upgrade can make your already tamed down lizards become a little bit more untamed and nervous. You got to kind of build the trust in the new environment.
That's the worst part about monitors for me.
Niles is a character for me. So if y'all ever see us talking about Niles in the chat, it's like he's his own little person. But it's funny that Niles is actually like the opposite of what my lizards would be. Normally he's a little bit more defensive, or I would say Tim has to figure out his mood, because some days he's just, hey, Tim, what's up? And other days it's like, get away. But he's better outside. That's amazing. So that's good. But again, it's like knowing your animals. And it could be because of how Niles was raised. You know, maybe he was raised in an enclosure where he saw more of the outside. I find my water monitor, for example, loves to, when he comes in, he loves to just stir it out the windows. Like, loves, if you want to make him calm down and not knock stuff over and things like that, let him get near a window. And he's just interested in everything that's outside of that window. But I know that if I let him outside and just, hey, here's the backyard, he's going to go on about his business. I can catch the water monitor. I can't catch the tegus, though.
Yeah, them tegus, man, they ain't.
They have to go up to at least 75. I have to Google that, like how fast. Because seriously, it's like they can get from, like, it's like a little Tasmanian devil, like from here to there in a whip.
Listen, I don't care if it was 10 miles an hour. My fat ass ain't running after her. So it don't matter. Nah, it don't matter. I got a 3-year-old to run after her. She fast enough. So a lizard with 4 of them legs? No, it's not gonna happen.
Elijah said he takes 2 snakes at max. Yeah, I don't think we normally take 1 berm, 1 retic, or 1 big retic, 1 smaller retic. Like just something that we can handle, or like if it's all 3 of us, like because I'll take my granddaughter and she'll take one of the berms, you know, because she's good with them, and then me and Michael will carry 2 of the retics. But typically we try to do only 2 in case one person get tired of carrying, you know. And I don't normally wagon my animals. We're carrying those heavy snakes around the park. Normals are more chill. Fancy moths are mean girls. Not all of them, but I can tell you, them golden jaws, there's something about them. People stay talking about some, does it bite? Sean, right. Sean said, you don't know what I had to go through to keep it from. No.
Hey, what Kevin Hart said, somebody asked him if his dog bite. Not me.
That is one of them, because I feel that way. It's getting serious, you know. Like, you don't bite me, and that's what people need to say to people, especially about dogs. Like, I would never let you just come up and touch my Rottweiler.
I mean, next time somebody asks that, I might just bite the shit out of them. Just because, like, I got teeth, I bite. You worried about the snake? You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. Reggie, what's popping, bro?
Reggie, my first clutch of eggs, my first clutch of ball python eggs is from Reggie's boy. So one of my first breed of males. So they'll actually be hatching, Reggie, less than 30 days. Yep. I need to get that black pastel number up. That's definitely a must-have. Black pastel and more blackhead in my collection. if it was trying to kill you, you'd be dead. Pretty much. It's not much you can do about it unless you're going to have to take some other measures. My favorite question is that real? Yes, Candy. But you know what? That one is the one I understand sometimes because like in this area, I don't think I've ever saw anybody walking around with a reticulated python outside. A boa, yes, but never a retic in this area. So I get, especially like with like the cow. If someone see the cow, they definitely don't think that's a real snake. And I get that. With carpet pythons, I get that. If I saw Khalifa like outside for the first time and never saw a carpet, that doesn't look like a real animal. So I get it.
But I get that question when I have one of my most active snakes out. Like, do you see this bitch moving? It ain't battery operated.
It's still shocking.
Or I'm gonna put the batteries in the cloaca. No, this is real life situation. This is a snake. Can I touch it? No, because you just asked a dumbass question. I'm sorry. No.
I agree, Tim. If I'm just out walking around, I'm just taking one bigger one because they sit on my shoulders. Yeah, Candy, y'all be bringing them all out sometimes.
It's because they got a whole fucking zoo. You know what I'm saying? People talk about me, Candy. They got a little bit of everything. She hit me up. I got another Tegu. I'm like, God damn, girl.
You know, if it's one animal, I would tell you that like takes up more energy than you think that it would, is the tegus. Like tegus are like puppies. They need attention. If you do not give them attention, they're going to be in there doing some stupid stuff in the enclosures. Like, I mean, dumb. They have this energy that they have to like get out.
It's like a terrier. You gotta work them dogs and keep them busy. If not,
like, what are you doing? I be yelling through the camera in the middle of the night, stop, and she look like, stop it. And then just watching her throw things from one side to, they like little dog toys, and she be in there playing with herself. She'll take the toy, throw it to one side, enclosure, go to the other side, get it, throw it to the other side, making all this noise like everybody else is asleep.
Yeah.
Because we walk around with fake snakes and lizards so much. Thank you. I'm excited. My carpet is 10 feet and busy as fuck. There should be no question if she real.
Just when you think it's that obvious is when you'll get that one person that asks, "Is it real?"
Kids normally ask that a lot too. I hate when people ask to touch them and you say no and they still reach like, you said, do they bite? Stupid. No, I don't get people. I mean, of course, with retakes, most people are not just going to reach out and touch. It's normally the opposite, I think, for us is, you know, if we held it, what's going to happen? Like, can you put it on me? You know, helping the person through the process of the procedure. Typically, people don't just reach out. Although, I think that, like, I've never told people not to touch them. I only won't let you touch the snake if you're not calm, because they can read that. And you already got them in this weird environment, and now they're not calm.
I tell people all the time, the quickest way to make a snake bite you is if they don't feel secure. They're not going to feel like you got them. So I'm like, okay, let me go. Leave me alone. But there's certain snakes where I'm like, no, you can't hold it. No, you can't pet it. No, just no. Because I just, no. Mm-mm.
Yep. All right, y'all. So that is our show for today. That time just whip on by. Just take advantages of opportunities to, if not, use your animals in a way that you can get them out exposed and more people can see them. The more people who see our animals, the more people, they become more common. What happened? What you do?
Look at KT's comment.
You know what? I can't.
Oh, snap.
I don't tell people they can touch, but I turn people down from holding them because I told them if they try. Yes, that's the thing. So if you're not 100% like Calm, I can't, because if you drop my animal, my reaction is going to be probably to drop you. So,
I don't have a problem with telling people no, just because I don't. Sometimes I just want them to get outside, just to be outside.
Trying to catch an escape ASF. See, I think for I think we did the smaller one. We had the 1/2 inch at the main part, and then like where the hopper and stuff was. I think we put the 1/4 on the ASFs. I think yeah. I'm sure they can get through the 1/2. Let a snake out. Let's put snakes. Put the snake on the floor. I'm gonna get you, my pretty. Elias, the kid, dropped my leopard gecko on the concrete. I almost lost it. So yeah, that's the one thing that we have to be cautious of. But use it as opportunities to actually enlighten people and get enrichment for your animals. Like I said, some of y'all live in places that have beautiful natural reserve parks. Or parks that just have a lot of space and private space that can give you your animals the enrichment that they need. It's good time for content. It's good time for content for your channels. It's in simple content, like just introducing people to your animals. You're out at this park, how people will come up to them and just seeing. Like, one of the things that I love is you could just walk out with your snakes, most of you guys, and someone is going to strike a conversation. It's natural. It's going to happen. And that's time to roll the camera, share that content, share that introduction to other people.
Yep. And it's good for them, because for most of these animals that are captive, this is as close to their natural environment as they'll get.
Right.
So if you have a reptile and it's never, I don't think all reptiles can go outside just because their nature. Me personally, with small lizards, I don't trust them outside. Just too small, and if they get out on the ground and start running, then it makes me nervous. So
they can go eggies and go in between.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes me nervous. But I definitely think like a lot of the larger snakes and everything should definitely experience that. Like, I love to bring Luther out. I love to bring him to my parents' house, and there's a tree. I like to let him climb the tree, because have you ever seen an adult boa climb a tree? It's mesmerizing. Even an adult retic, just to see how they do it, to see how they use their muscles.
I can tell you though, my experience, it's good on smaller trees, but when you have a retic get up in one of them high trees and they don't want to come down, and you literally, I had to sit. You got to wait until it decides to come down, because I'm not climbing up on no ladder to go on no tree and get it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but definitely. And then the boas, because they are, they big, but they can hang, smaller trees. You can put them in there all day and still be able to reach and get them down. I wouldn't put them up on nothing high either, because I ain't climbing up there to get it, and I'm not sitting out here all night for you to wait to determine it's cool and now you're coming down.
Yeah, luckily, the cool thing is, with Luther, he'll climb the tree, but he doesn't try to go up too high. So what he'll do is he'll climb that first little level, and then he's looking for me, so I'll put my hand out and he climbs right back on me. So it's like a little treadmill. I'll put him right back. But it's it's something cool to see, because a lot of people, I get this a lot. It's like, how do snakes climb? And I'm like, I'll show you, and I'll send them a video of one of my snakes doing it. It's like, these are natural adaptations that they would experience in the wild, so we can't take it away from them. We got to exhibit it any way we can, even if it's in their enclosure. But I just feel like it's better outside, because it's an actual tree with it's the actual structure and the texture that they would feel. So it's pretty cool.
It helps them get used to more things. Another thing to just make them desensitized to. So the more you do it, the easier it is for them. Like, I have, if a bird just lands on the deck, I don't have to worry about the snake just going into full mode, because it's used to it at this particular point. But when you're taking them out for the first time, that's something that you have to be conscious of. What is the snake ready to do? Because it sees a bird on the deck. Like, what reaction is it going to have? And documenting that behavior, so you'll know how that particular animal would react, because they all won't react the same way. All of them will be totally different in reaction.
It definitely wasn't a first time thing. I was like, That was honestly, I had been taking Luther out like a year before I even let him get in the tree, before I let him, before I felt comfortable. And this tree isn't huge, so like if I did have to get up there and get him, it's not something I would need a ladder for. And y'all know I'm short, but it's his favorite tree now. So like when I take him outside, put him in the yard, he'll just slowly. And I like how boas are just real slow with it. You can just see their belly just kind of inch across the floor.
Yeah.
But the way that they grip the tree and they figure out how to get up there, it's dope. Like it's like they stick to it almost, but really they're just using the ridges in the tree to just kind of find their way up there. And it's dope. I have to, once it's warm out again, I have to make a reel of it and share it.
Yeah, I think that for years, people were told that snakes can't climb stairs. That's another thing. Like, I never understood.
I don't know where that came from.
Where did that come from? Like, if they climb trees, they damn sure can climb stairs. They can climb a jungle, bamboo. They can definitely climb stairs.
Steps ain't nothing but an incline. Steps ain't nothing but an incline with obstacles in it.
Right. I just didn't climb stairs. How? If they can climb everything else, why is stairs off?
They're either going to climb the stairs or
the
if they find the rail to the banister, they're going to go. They're going to go.
All right, y'all. So before we end our show, we definitely want to remind you all to support USARK Florida. Definitely stay in contact and familiar with what's going on their website and on their page. And until then, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with our sponsors. And peace.
Have a good week, everybody.
Everyone have an amazing week.
This episode is brought to you by Beat It by Sadie's. Mercedes can provide you that flair we like around our waistline. She can provide that in your favorite color, also with your favorite reptile charm. Check out Beat It by Sadie's on Instagram and on Facebook. All Maryland Reptile Show has been the longest running Maryland reptile show in the DMV area. Thank you for bringing us quality animals for the longest time.